So we're here at the Arizona Hiking Shack with Mike, and we're going to be talking about the proper gear to be wearing when you're hiking outdoors in the desert.
So out in the desert, we have to worry about a lot of rapid temperature changes. The temperature here isn't hot all the time. It's very hot and cold, and it rapidly goes from one to the other. So we want to dress in a lot of layers to protect us against that. We also have to worry often about heat. We don't want to overheat. We don't want to have wear a lot of cotton. That's going to trap a lot of that moisture. With certain exceptions, which we'll get to in a moment.
Sure.
Generally speaking, we want to have a base layer. This is not cotton. This is a wicking type material, a polyester or fleece or nylon of some type. So we'll start off with a base layer. On top of that, we will generally put some type of a sun protection layer. This is not really for insulation. This is just to keep the sun off of you. They generally have a SPF in the 30 to 50 range. And so we want something also that fits loose and billowy. This is a very light fabric, and we want the air to kind of get in here as we're walking and keep moving air around to dry us off.
And if you can see, I don't know if you can see, but you have sort of like little air vents here near
Yes,
the
in the
arms.
pits.
Yeah, the pits, and also some nice ventilation in the back there. So.
You'll actually be cooler wearing the shirt than not wearing the shirt and being exposed to the sun.
Yeah.
That said, sometimes we do want some insulation, and then we'll often get some type of a synthetic or wool. This is a combination synthetic and wool mid-layer that will provide us some insulation. And if we start with a base layer, an insulation layer, and then an outer layer, then we can take them on or put them off as is necessary.
Sure, yeah.
As far as a real insulation layer, nothing will insulate like down does. This is extremely warm down jacket. It also has a Gore wind stopper, so it will protect us against wind and also provide a lot of insulation. This is generally only something we're using in the evening around a campfire, as opposed to actually hiking in this. This is way too warm to hike in. Than you'll get in the desert.
Yeah.
We'll also want something to cover our head. There are a couple of options. As far as sun is concerned, we'll often wear some type of a sun hat out here. These have a wide brim. Again, it's a very light fabric with very low insulation. We have mesh to be able to breathe, but the idea is that this will keep the sun off of our head and face and neck as much as possible. Sometimes we'll use a bandana for that. Wrap it around our head, do-rag style. Some of them have a lot of good information. This has stuff on the stars, wildlife prints, survival things.
Keeps
on
entertained
here.
at the same time.
Yes, we can also use this as any type of a towel or to wipe sweat off or whatever we need to do. And then we have an insulation style hat that's going to have some type of fleece that's going to keep us warm when we need that. Also with sun protection, we don't want to forget about our eyes. Sunglasses with a lot of coverage and a high UPF protection is pretty important out here, more so than a lot of other places.
I don't know if you can see that, but a lot of sunglasses on the side don't have the protection, so that's something definitely you want to consider. You don't want to get bloodshot eyes. It can lead to headaches and blurry vision and all that. So
these are actually glacier glasses, but they work really well in the desert to keep the sun off.
Yeah.
When it comes to footwear,
Socks.
we often want a non-cotton. Even when it's super hot, we want a non-cotton sock. These are actually made out of merino wool and bamboo. So something like that. Most boots that you see out here will have Gore-Tex. In the desert, we often would prefer to have a non-Gore-Tex boot. We want something that's going to be super breathable, and we just don't have a lot of water or snow that we're going to have to go through. That said, if you're going through snow or water, Gore-Tex is a very good option. Also out here, the trails tend to be rough and rocky, so we'll want to have something that's maybe a high top that will give us some ankle support. A lot of people even that will hike or backpack in tennis shoes will wear more of a boot style in the desert. Also, I'll want something with some type of a rand. As we're kicking rocks and stuff, as we're hiking, we'll want something that will protect the boot, will make it last longer in the long run.
And then something else to bring on the subject here are the bottoms. So you can have light or dark colored pants, up to you. Obviously, a lighter is
Yeah, in the desert often the black stuff will soak up the sun and it'll be pretty hot.
Yeah.
We have a fairly lightweight nylon here from Mountain Hardwear. They actually, you can zip the legs off
Yeah,
to make them even lighter. And then when you want, you can zip them back on when you need the coverage. These are super lightweight fabric, kind of billowy again, so that we have that air movement through. We don't want to wear spandex so much in the desert.
Yeah, yeah. So that covers it all. You have everything you need to know now about gear, packs, shelters. So slowly but surely, we're going to bring you more information from these wonderful guides here at the Arizona Hiking Shack. A lot more information coming your way. If you have any questions, send them our way, and hopefully the pros here will be able to answer them.